I found my late father's war medals in the trash. My wife smirked, we need the drawer space. Her brother added, why keep junk from some loser who died broke? I didn't speak, just took the medals. And left. 2 years later, they tracked me down, now my phone's flooded with please answer texts. Heirlooms clink when they hit the bottom of a trash bag. That sound metal on plastic. I still hear it sometimes. Over everything else. Louder than the shouting. Louder than my own heart cracking open in that moment. I didn't say a word. Didn't scream. Didn't fight. I just reached into the bag, pulled out the small velvet box, edges worn, latch broken, and walked out the door. That was 2 years ago. And now? My phone won't stop buzzing. 2 years back, my wife, Emma, and her brother Derek were helping me declutter after my mom passed. We'd inherited her house, small, creaky, full of ghosts. Emma hated it. She wanted a fresh start. New furniture, new paint, nothing old around. No history. I didn't argue much. I was too tired. Losing mom so soon after dad, it left me hollow. But one thing I refused to part with, my father's war medals. Dad served in the Gulf. 2 tours. Came back with a limp, a drawer full of commendations and demons he never spoke about. Those medals weren't worth money. They were worth memory. Worth him. I kept them in a small box in the bedroom dresser. 3rd drawer. Under old sweaters. That Saturday, I came home from grabbing coffee and heard Derek laughing in the bedroom. Freaking junk. Who even keeps this crap, he said. Emma's voice followed, clipped and dismissive. We need the space. He'll get over it. I walked in just in time to see Derek tie off a black trash bag and toss it toward the hallway. I froze. What's in the bag? I asked. Emma turned. Smiling. Not warm, tight? Dismissive. Some old medals and coins. From your dad's stuff. Babe, they're literally junk. You got to stop hanging on to this loser nostalgia. Loser nostalgia. My throat closed. My hands shook. Derek chimed in, smug. Why keep junk from some guy who died broke and bitter? Time to move on. Neither of them noticed me walk over. Neither of them tried to stop me when I reached in, pulled out the box cool against my palm, and left without a word. No one followed me. That night, I didn't go home. I drove. No direction. Just miles of freeway and an ache I couldn't swallow. I ended up at a motel 2 towns over. Slept with the box on the nightstand like a talisman. The next morning? One text from Emma. You seriously left over that? Grow up. I didn't reply. A week passed. Then another. When Emma realized I wasn't coming back, the real text started. We need to talk. Come home so we can fix this. Stop being dramatic. But something in me had snapped. I filed for separation. Quietly. Moved into a small apartment near the coast. Got a new job. New number. No forwarding address. I cut them off completely. Fast forward 2 years. I've rebuilt. Slowly. Carefully. Therapy helped. Time helped more. I kept Dad's medals in a shadow box on my new living room wall. A promise to myself, never again will anyone discard what matters. And then, last week, a mutual friend tagged me in an old photo. Stupid beach day from years ago. I didn't think much of it. But Emma saw it. And now? My phone is blowing up. 37 missed calls. Dozens of texts. Voicemails from Emma, from Derek, from her mother. Please answer. We need to talk. It's urgent. You don't understand, please. The last message? You're the only one who can fix this. Please. Call me. I haven't replied. I don't know what this is. But something tells me the past I walked away from. It's about to come crashing back through my door. And this time I'm not sure if I'll pick up the pieces. Edit 1. No, I haven't answered them yet. I want to know exactly what they want before I engage. Edit 2. Yes, I still have the medals. They're staying with me. Non-negotiable. Edit 3. A lot of you are asking if I'll post an update. If or when I find out what's going on, you'll be the first to know. Update 1. I finally answered. Couldn't help it. Curiosity turned to dread. You know that feeling? Like you're teetering on the edge of something and the only way out is forward. After 3 days of silence, dozens more texts piled in. Middle of the 3rd night, my phone dinged, a name I hadn't seen in years. Linda. Emma's mother. The text? Please. They know about the medals. You could be in serious trouble. That one made my stomach flip. I didn't sleep after that. Next morning, after pacing my apartment for hours, I finally caved. Called from a burner number. Emma picked up on the first ring. Her voice? Different. Strained. No smugness. No grow-up tone. Just raw panic. Where are you? She blurted. I ignored the question. What's going on? I asked. A long pause. Then words that made my blood run cold. The safe deposit box is gone. Let me rewind. I didn't mention this in my first post because honestly, it seemed irrelevant at the time. A few months after moving out, I'd gotten paranoid about the medals. Paranoid they'd somehow track me down and try to take them. Call it trauma, call it gut instinct, I just knew. So I rented a safe deposit box under my new LLC. Kept the medals there. Only visited every few months just to check. But last week, after that beach photo tag, I'd brought the medals home. Meant to rearrange the display, maybe add some photos of Dad. They were sitting right in my living room when Emma texted. So how the hell did she think the box was gone? I pressed her. What do you mean the box is gone? You never had access. Another pause. A sound like she was trying not to cry. Derek, he told some people about them. About the box. He's in trouble. We all are. Here's what I've pieced together since. After I left, Emma spun her usual victim story. Told her family I abandoned her. Told mutual friends I was mentally unstable. The usual. But Derek? He took it further. He told a couple of his sleazy friends that I'd walked out with valuable stuff. Antiques, jewelry, and war medals worth a fortune. None of which was true, obviously. The medals weren't worth money. Just memories. But apparently Derek bragged so much that one of his friends, a guy named Kenny, got curious. Kenny runs with a bad crowd. Drug money, shady deals, that kind of thing. Word spread. Then Emma's family got hit with a financial mess. Derek got fired. Emma racked up credit card debt. And suddenly they were desperate. Someone, Emma won't say who, sold information to Kenny's crew. They tried to access the bank. Failed, obviously, since it wasn't under my name. And now, Kenny thinks I stole valuable war relics. And he's looking for me. Here's where it gets darker. Emma admitted Kenny's guys showed up at her apartment last week. Threatened her. Demanded to know where the box was. When she couldn't produce it, they started digging. That's when the text started. That's why my phone's been blowing up. Because now they know I have the medals. And they're coming for me. I hung up after Emma told me that. My hands were shaking. Within the hour, Linda texted again. They're dangerous. Please, let's meet and figure this out. Yeah, right. Like I'm walking into that ambush. Instead, I did what Dad would have done. I prepared. First, I moved the medals. Again, not saying where, not even here. But they're no longer in my apartment. Locked up. Safe. Second, I checked my building's security cams. Sure enough, 2 unfamiliar guys lurking by the entrance 2 nights ago. One matching Kenny's description, according to a friend who knows his crew. Third, I filed a police report. Kept it factual. Harassment, implied threats, stalking. Gave them names, descriptions, license plate I caught on camera. They opened a file, but let's be honest. Unless something physical happens, cops won't move fast. So I'm not counting on them. I'm counting on myself. Now here's the part one didn't expect. After filing the report, I got an email from someone I hadn't spoken to in 10 years. Uncle Rob, Dad's brother, Vietnam vet, black sheep of the family. Subject line, saw your post. You need help. Turns out he still follows some of my old friends on Facebook. Heard about the drama secondhand. And he had one chilling sentence in his email. They're after more than the medals. You need to disappear. We met in a diner 2 towns over. Rob's the kind of guy who blends in. Grizzled beard, worn flannel, eyes that miss nothing. He laid it out plain. Kenny's crew thinks the medals are worth real black market money. War memorabilia sells in certain circles. Doesn't matter that these aren't gold or rare, rumor is enough. Worse, Rob heard from an old contact that someone in that crew thinks I also have documents. Military documents. Which I don't. Never did. But again, rumors enough to paint a target. Rob's advice? One word, run. So here's where I stand now. I'm packed. Essentials only. Important docs, cash, burner phone, clothes. Staying at a safe house for a few nights. Friend of Rob's. Location undisclosed. I've also lawyered up. My attorney's preparing cease and desist letters for Derek and Emma. Harassment, defamation, potential liability if anything happens to me. But legal threats won't stop Kenny's crew. Only distance will. Before I left, I did one final thing. I sent Emma a message. Short and cold. I know everything. The medals are safe. If anything happens to me, the police will know where to look first. Then I blocked her. Blocked Derek. Blocked Linda. So now I wait. Rob's helping me set up a new identity trail, just in case. Bank accounts, new phone, new address. Meanwhile, Emma and Derek are still scrambling.
Friends tell me they're posting online about being harassed and threatened, trying to paint me as the villain. Classic move. But here's the kicker. This morning Rob forwarded me a message. Apparently Kenny's crew is now offering a cash reward for info leading to recovery of stolen war artifacts. They've upped the ante. And that means one thing. This isn't over. Epilogue? Not yet. I'm safe for now. But the past 2 years of peace? Gone. The irony? All this chaos for medals that are priceless only to me. Dad once told me. People fight for what they think has value. Protect what you know does. I finally understand that. And I won't stop protecting them. No matter what comes next. Edit 1. Yes, I have multiple backups, photos, scans, notarized affidavits confirming the medals are mine. Not that it should matter, but when dealing with liars, you need receipts. Edit 2. To those asking, yes, I will post update 2 when it's safe. Things are moving fast. Stay tuned. Update 2. I should have known it wouldn't stop. Some people, when they lose control, they panic. They retreat. But others? They double down. They claw. They burn the ground to reach you. Emma and Derek? They're the second kind. Let me walk you through what's happened these past 2 weeks. After I left for Rob's safe house, things stayed quiet for the first 72 hours. No new texts, no suspicious cars, nothing. Just me, Rob, and his buddy Marcus, ex-military, quiet as a ghost. We laid low. Used cash only. Phones off unless needed. I thought maybe the storm had passed. Then the first package arrived. Day 4. Marcus goes to check the P.O. box he uses for friends in hiding. We'd arranged to forward my mail there temporarily just in case. Inside? A plain manila envelope. No return address. No postage hand-delivered. Inside the envelope? Photos of my apartment. Photos of me getting into my car 2 weeks ago. Photos of Rob's truck, license plate circled in red. And one message typed, no signature. You can't hide forever. Hand it over. We brought it straight to the cops. Escalated the report. The detective didn't sugarcoat it. This is intimidation. They're pushing you to make a mistake. But without a direct threat or physical contact, their hands are still tied. Meanwhile, Emma's side of things? She's gone full tilt? Back channels told us Emma's now claiming that I stole family heirlooms from her side after Mom's estate sale. That I'm mentally unstable and hoarding stolen goods while on the run. She even filed a civil suit completely frivolous but enough to muddy the waters. Claimed I unlawfully removed joint marital property when I left. Never mind that the metals predated our marriage. Never mind that my lawyer has ironclad proof they were never part of any joint inventory. This isn't about winning in court. It's about drowning me in noise. And Derek? Oh, he's worse. He posted in 2 local militaria collector groups online. Claimed someone in his family stole rare Gulf War medals and documents and is trying to sell them under the table. Offered a $5,000 cash reward for tips. Of course, he didn't use my name. Just enough identifiers, my car model, rough location, a blurred photo of me from years ago. But in the wrong hands? That's a wanted poster. And Kenny's crew? They haven't backed off either. 2 days ago, Marcus caught someone casing Rob Street. Same car passed by 5 times in 3 hours. We got partial plates. Sent it to the detective. And now get this, Marcus has been picking up radio chatter on a cheap scanner. Word on the street is Kenny's offering more than $5,000 now. Because in his mind, this isn't about medals anymore. It's about reputation. About not looking weak. He has to get something. Or someone. Which brings me to the worst part. They've involved my job. Yesterday, I got a call from HR at my new company. Someone anonymously sent them a tip claiming I was a person of interest in an ongoing theft and fraud investigation. Attached? Screenshots of Derek's posts. Blurred photo of me. Emma's fingerprints are all over this. HR knows me. They know my record's spotless. But still, corporate has to investigate. So now my employment's hanging by a thread. Not because of anything I did, but because these people are willing to burn my life to the ground to cover their own mess. And here's the sickest twist of all. Rob dug up an old contact, a guy who used to run in Kenny's circles. He's semi-retired now, but still hears things. And what he told us? There was never a buyer. This whole thing started because Derek lied. He bragged about these rare metals. Said they were worth 5 figures easy overseas. Claimed I was hiding them out of spite. Kenny bit. Thought it was a quick score. But when his contacts came back empty, no real market, no rare value, he couldn't back down without losing face. So now? They're chasing a myth. And I'm the one bleeding for it. So what now? We escalate. First, Rob's lawyer is pushing for a restraining order against Emma and Derek. It won't stop Kenny, but it'll box in the legal side. Second, I'm prepping to go deeper underground. Rob's setting me up with a full relocation package, new ID, new state, burner accounts. I didn't want it to come to this. I love my life here. My job. My friends. But when you've got wolves at the door, pride gets you killed. And the medals? Still safe. Moved again. Even Rob doesn't know the final location now. I've made digital copies, documented everything, lodged it with my lawyer and a trusted third party. If anything happens to me, the full story goes public. Names. Dates. Evidence. Emma. Derek. Kenny. Every lie, every post, every threat. But here's the question that keeps me up at night. How far will they go? Because desperate people do desperate things. And Emma and Derek? They're circling the drain. Last thing, before I left Rob's last night, I checked my burner phone. One new text. Unknown number. No greeting. No sign off. Just, you're out of time. This is no longer about medals. It's about survival. And I will not be the one who breaks. Edit 1. Yes, I'm documenting everything. Law enforcement is fully briefed now. Even federal agencies are aware due to the interstate nature of the harassment. Edit 2. Please stop delaying me asking where the medals are. Even as a joke. I can't trust anyone right now. Edit 3. Update 3 will come when it's safe to post. Final update. They always say the third act is where it all comes apart. And this one? This one broke harder than I ever saw coming. I thought I was ahead. Rob thought we were ahead. We covered tracks. Relocated the metals. Lawyered up. Laid traps. But you can't plan for desperation. Not this deep. Not this sick. It started with a message. Not to me. To my mother's grave caretaker. The cemetery called Rob's number on day 9 of our hideout. Mr. Harper? I think you should come see this. We drove in silence. 30 minutes through cold morning fog. I already knew. Felt it in my gut. When we arrived, the caretaker was waiting, pale and shaking. Someone had desecrated the plot. Not smashed, dug up. Shallow, just enough to tear open the earth. Left the headstone tilted, half buried in mud. And on top of the exposed soil? A photo. Of me. From the beach tag. Torn at the edges. And scrawled across it in marker. Bring what's mine or next time it's not dirt. I was sick on the spot. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't stand. Rob just knelt beside me, one hand on my shoulder, watching the shadows like a hunter. The detective took this one seriously. Finally. Vandalism, threat, escalation. Now we had grounds for protection orders. But the damage? Done. This wasn't about money anymore. They wanted to break me. Rob said. We disappear. Tonight. And we did. That night, we packed. Burners wiped. New IDs ready. Marcus brought a different car, uncleaned, untagged. The metals? Already moved. I hadn't touched them since day 5. Their new home? Not even on my radar anymore, handled by an out-of-state vet trust Rob set up. But before we could leave, one last text hit the burner. Unknown number again. A video this time. I didn't want to open it. But I did. Emma. Strapped in a chair. Face bruised. Crying. Kenny's voice off camera. This is what happens when you don't pay your debts. You better get your ass down here, war hero. With the box. You've got 24 hours. My mind shattered. Rob yanked the phone out of my hand. Watched the whole clip stone-faced. Then said 2 words. Trap job. Here's what he meant. Emma wasn't innocent. We all knew that. She'd stirred this hornet's nest. Lied. Manipulated. Betrayed. But Kenny's crew? They weren't here for truth anymore. They were here for leverage. And Emma, stupid Emma, had tried to play both sides. Word was, after the cemetery stunt, she panicked. Tried to buy Kenny off. Promised him access to my storage units, my accounts, whatever lies she could spin. Kenny took the money. Then sent the clip. Classic double-blind leverage. Trap me emotionally. Draw me in. Kill 2 debts with 1 bullet. And here's where it gets darker. Rob's contact fed us new intel that night. Kenny wasn't just after me anymore. He'd spread word on the dark forums. Claimed I was sitting on classified war docs worth 6 figures to certain buyers. Full fiction. Whole cloth. But in those circles? Fiction kills. Now we weren't just dodging Kenny. We were on a list. And the clock was running out. Rob gave me one choice. Disappear tonight, total blackout, new name, no contact. Or go after the nest first and burn it down. I chose fire. The plan. We baited them. Rob spread word through his old channels that I was ready to sell. Last chance. Final deal. Meet or lose everything. Kenny bit. Greed always does. Set the meet at an old river dock, neutral ground, no cams, easy to surveil. Rob had backup. Marcus plus 2 X's from his Marine days. I wasn't supposed to go. But I did. The dock. Night fog thick as soup. Kenny's crew rolled in 4 cars, 6 men. Kenny front and center. Emma? In the back seat, shaking. Gagged now. I watched from the bluff, breath locked in my chest. Rob moved first, walked in with a fake box. Identical to the metal case. Weighted, sealed. Said loud and clear. Here's your damn prize. Now let her go. Kenny laughed. Too late. We're keeping both. That's when the lights hit. Marcus's crew hit them hard. Flares, stunners, 2 clean takedowns. No shots fired, these guys weren't amateurs. Kenny's boys scattered. Kenny himself ran straight into Rob's line. Rob didn't even flinch. Just leveled him with 1 brutal elbow and cuffed him with flex ties. Emma? Collapsed out of the car. Barely conscious. Aftermath. Cops rolled in 5 minutes later. Marcus had tipped them preemptively. Kenny's crew got pinned on. Kidnapping. Extortion. Terroristic threats. Interstate criminal conspiracy. And guess what sealed the case? The video. The idiots had sent it over cellular. Traceable. Stupid. Emma was hospitalized. Minor injuries. Massive shock. When she came to, she started singing like a bird. Sold out Derek. Sold out Kenny's pipeline. Tried to claim she was a victim the whole time. And me? I was pulled in by the feds next. Full interview, 6 hours. Cleared on all counts. But advised strongly to vanish. Because while Kenny's crew was down, the buyers he'd lured weren't. And now my name was on their radar. The cost. Here's what the spiral cost me. My home? Gone. Lease terminated. My job? HR put me on indefinite leave. My accounts? Compromised. Frozen. My identity? Burned. Too hot to use. Everything I built? Ashes. And the metals? Still safe. Still untouchable. But now locked in a trust out of country. They'll never see the light of day again. Epilogue. I'm posting this from a secure location. New name. New face, nearly grew the beard, dropped weight, changed everything I could. No phone. No socials. No trace. Even Rob doesn't know where I am now. As for Emma? Witness protection. Federal deal cut, she flipped hard. Gave them enough to dismantle half of Kenny's pipeline. Derek? Indicted. Multiple charges. Looking at serious time. Kenny? Facing decades. Maybe worse once the feds dig deeper. But none of it feels like victory. It feels like survival. And here's the part that still twists the knife. All of it, started because my father's medals were treated like trash. A man's life. His service. His scars. Reduced to junk by the people I once trusted. I'll never trust again. Not like before. Not anyone. If you're reading this, if you followed this whole descent, take this with you. Some wounds don't close. Some wars never end. And sometimes, all it takes is one clink in a trash bag. To start one. This is my last post. For good. Stay safe. Protect what matters. Or one day you'll wake up to find everything burning. Goodbye.